Hey guys, Comic Boom here to review Justice League Dark number 6, which takes us to the land of Mira, which is the former residence, the former place where Nightmaster resided, Jim Rook. Of course, Jim Rook, the former Nightmaster, he was killed in the Pages of Metal, and he passed on his Nightmaster sword to Bobo. Bobo the detective chimp. Now, in past videos, I kept calling Bobo Bibbo, and that's totally my fault. For some reason, I kept thinking Bibbo, but in any event, it's Bobo. Bobo the detective chimp is now he inherited the Nightmaster sword, and Wonder Woman, Zatanna, Man-Bat, and Bobo themselves find themselves in Mira, trying to hold off the hordes of the undead, which are basically attacking the realm, and apparently it's all Bobo's fault. And now what the heck did Bobo do to create such chaos, especially after we just basically come out of the pages of the Witching Hour, where they were holding off the forces of the other kind. The forces of the other kind had basically almost destroyed our realm. They had basically destroyed and decimated Olympus, and Wonder Woman just barely managed to hold them off. The Justice League Dark just barely managed to hold them off, and Hecate was defeated in the pages of Witching Hour, and her vast power was essentially transferred into Circe, Wonder Woman's arch nemesis, and so that brings us to Mira. And the Blue Devil happens to be in Mira, and the Blue Devil is basically explaining to Wonder Woman and Zatanna that everything is all Bobo's fault. Now, what did Bobo do when he was in Mira? Well, Bobo, who likes to drink, remember the chimpanzee drinks, he loves to drink, and in a state of drunken haze, he figured that the best thing he could do was to resurrect his friend Jim Rook from the dead. Resurrect Jim Rook from the dead so he can become Nightmaster again, so he didn't have to worry about it. He doesn't want to be Nightmaster. He doesn't feel he's good enough. Nobody likes him. He felt that he's so self-conscious because all the citizens of Mira are he feels they're looking down upon him because he's just a monkey. He's just a chimpanzee. He can't wield the forces of magic. He can't wield the Nightmaster sword very well. In any event, that's what he tells himself. He's got a very bad case of low self-esteem. And in any event, the spell didn't, as just the way magic works, the spell did not go well. He failed to resurrect Jim Rook, and because Mira is a magical place where impossible things exist to begin with, the rules of magic are different in the magical realm of Mira than they are in our plane of existence. Because in our plane of existence, as Zatanna explained, she says in our reality, we utilize magic to try to impose the impossible on the possible. And so that's what magic is in our realm. Magic is an impossible set of circumstances, an impossible set of realities imposed upon a scientific world, essentially, is the way I would describe it. Whereas in the land of Mira, because Mira itself is sort of a construct, Mira itself is a land that was it's a construct more than a reality that became a reality because of magic. So Mira is an impossible place to begin with. And so when you utilize impossible things like magic in an already impossible place, the rules of magic are different. And because of that, when Bobo tried to resurrect the former Nightmaster, Jim Rook, it had the effect of resurrecting all the dead in Mira, and it failed to resurrect Jim Rook himself. So now the undead are attacking. And this is a great issue in one particular respect that I really like. I love how Wonder Woman's portrayed here. There's some great scenes with Wonder Woman giving a pep talk to Bobo, who's basically been in prison. The citizens of Mira want to kill Bobo because they blame it all on him, and they figure if they kill him, everything will be made right again because it was his spell that screwed everything up. Meanwhile, the Blue Devil, the Blue Devil himself, he's happens to be visiting the land of Mira, and he's an actor. He used to be an actor, sort of a B-level hero in the DC universe, but he was an actor who, through a strange set of circumstances, played the role of Blue Devil, and then through a strange set of circumstances, the costume of Blue Devil that he was wearing became molded and a part of him, and he literally became a Blue Devil. And he's his role here. I mean, he has an amazing role. He reminds me almost like a Game of Thrones character. I mean, it's almost like he's Jon Snow. He's like the blue skin version of Jon Snow. He's very noble, and even though he says he's just acting a role, the fact is that he's not acting the nobility. He really is a noble and proud warrior. He's more than just an actor. The Blue Devil is far more interesting than he used to be when he first entered the DC universe. He's far more interesting, and he does a really good job here of sort of inspiring the citizens of Mira, along with Wonder Woman by his side, who's also extremely good at inspiring and giving confidence to fellow warriors to basically defend Mira from the hordes of the undead apocalypse that they find themselves in. Wonder Woman gives Bobo a pep talk. Bobo then begins to drink, and it's revealed that the chimpanzee drinks why? Not just because he likes the taste of mead, but because it actually makes him more intelligent. It allows him to focus. Because he's so intelligent, the way Bobo explains it, and while this might just be justifying because he's an alcoholic, but apparently he's got so many thoughts that go through his head, because remember, he's a very intelligent detective. He is Bobo the detective chimp after all, but when he thinks and when he reflects on things, he's got so many things that go through his head that drinking actually calms his mind, calms his thoughts down to allow him to actually focus better, or at least that's what he tells himself. As one of my friends said, when you drink a lot of beer, it kills the lazy brain cells. So actually, by drinking, you get smarter, because alcohol kills the lazy brain cells, leaving only the smart ones. So therefore, the more you drink, the smarter you become. Right? I think that's Bobo's logic. In any event, whether it's right or wrong, I don't think it's right. It seems to work for Bobo, because he comes up with the spell. And of course, they ended up defeating the hordes. Meanwhile, Dr. Fate is still possessed by Naboo, and he's battling Swamp Thing and John Constantine, because what Dr. Fate wants to do, he's possessed by Naboo, he actually wants to enter and open the gates to Olympus and to destroy, essentially, to destroy the other kind, and to basically destroy all magic in our realm. But Dr. Fate has a really odd way of doing it, and he's kind of, I think he's been driven insane, because what he's doing doesn't make sense. As John Constantine and Swamp Thing have discovered, that Dr. Fate, through the power of Naboo, or being possessed by Naboo, he wants to basically destroy all magic in our realm, in much the same way, I think, but for a different agenda, perhaps, than Hecate did in the Witching Hour. And the Phantom Stranger is there to try to defeat Dr. Fate, which is good because, as John Constantine explains, the Phantom Stranger and Dr. Fate, they've existed for many millennia, particularly the Phantom Stranger. So only the Phantom Stranger could legitimately, potentially defeat Dr. Fate, but that's not what happens. Dr. Fate removes his helmet, and basically, because Dr. Fate is possessed by Naboo, as Dr. Fate, removes the helmet of fate, and he incarcerates the Phantom Stranger and ultimately John Constantine in the helmet. But before John Constantine is incarcerated in the helmet of fate, in Dr. Fate's helmet, he sends a message to Zatanna asking her to find Mordru. And he does so in a real cool way, in a mystical way, by carving it on his hand. It's pretty cool. I love the magic here. James Tynion in the fourth, man, does such a great job. The dialogue here is great. He really nails Wonder Woman. There are scenes here with Wonder Woman when she's talking, her interaction with Bobo. She's inspiring Bobo. I love her interaction with the Blue Devil, inspiring him to say, let's go kick some butt. Let's go do battle. Wonder Woman and Blue Devil holding off the hordes of the undead while Bobo tries to find the spell that erases them from existence. It's just epic. This is the way Wonder Woman is. I've always struggled and complained about how Wonder Woman's been written over the years, for the most part. And I think Wonder Woman really is a character she really is more of a noble Red Sonja character. That Wonder Woman thrives in the type of setting where Mira is. Mira, the magical realm of Mira, is a realm where Wonder Woman really does thrive. And when Justice League Dark first came out, I initially complained a little bit. I was really hoping Wonder Woman would be in the pages of Justice League Odyssey, but I'm so glad that's not the case, because I completely changed my mind now. Wonder Woman really does. She thrives in Justice League Dark. She's a leader in Justice League Dark. She's capable of going toe-to-toe with Zatanna to talk magic with Zatanna, while at the same time going toe-to-toe with fisticuffs, with fighting, with sorcery, with just straight up. She really is the peaceful warrior. Wonder Woman is the total package in this comic book, and she's the total package in a way that is better than her own comic book. And I'm going to put it this way, because I've been complaining, for example, I'm not impressed with J. Willow Wilson's portrayal of Wonder Woman, and I finally figured out exactly what it was that bugs me about J. Willow Wilson's 3-issue run so far, and that is that too many writers like J. Willow Wilson, they try to incorporate all aspects of Wonder Woman's character in every story they write. It's like, oh, well, I portrayed Wonder Woman as being she just kicked ass in these pages. Oh, I better have her pull back and do something diplomatic to show the peaceful side. Oh, I just had her be badass here. Oh, I gotta pull back and have her be nice now. Oh, I just had her be, they try to incorporate all elements of her character, and that's the mistake. That's the big mistake. When you write Wonder Woman, my advice would be, look, guys, do like they do in Justice League Dark. Sometimes there's a time to kick ass. Sometimes there's a time to be peaceful. But they don't have to coincide and be in the same comic book. That's what I like about this. Wonder Woman kicks butt in this comic. She kicks ass and she takes names. And she does so as while being a team leader at the same time. That's what I love about this. But hey, guys, at the end of the day here, we have the other kind are arriving. Swamp Thing arrives at the end to warn the other members of the Justice League Dark that, guys, look, I hate to say this, but John Constantine has been taken off the field. Dr. Fate, Phantom Strainer has been taken off the field. John Constantine's been taken off the field now, both imprisoned in Dr. Fate's helmet. Meanwhile, Dr. Fate has released the other kind. He's opened the gates between our realm and Olympus, and the Olympus had already been defeated and taken over and destroyed by the other kind. So now all the forces of the Upside Down Men and the other kind forces that the Upside Down Man commands, they now are entering our realm, and the war for magic begins anew. So remember that the witching hour just dealt with Hecate trying to take over trying to destroy all of magic and rewriting the rules of magic in our realm. But it didn't deal with the other kind. It didn't deal with Naboo. It didn't deal with Dr. Fate. It just dealt with Hecate. And so now we're dealing with the other kind. So the forces of magic are still in complete disarray. There's still total chaos. And now we have the other kind wanting to come in and to destroy our realm again, to destroy all magic, and to basically destroy everything. So this is complete chaos, and the Justice League Dark, man, they are in for a fight. And as much as Bobo just wants to be the chimpanzee who drinks, I have a feeling Bobo's the Night Master is going to be called upon to do a lot more in future issues. While at the same time, there's hints here that he wants to look for Jim Rook's son, who's the original Night Master's son, because he wants to give him back the sword. Whether or not that's going to happen, I don't know. It's interesting, too, to note that Blue Devil warned Wonder Woman at the end of this that to not rely on Bobo. Bobo will somehow screw up again. He screwed things up here in Mara. It's good that he fixed it, but Bobo's a screw-up. He's always going to be a screw-up, and at some point he's going to disappoint you. That was Blue Devil's warning to Wonder Woman. Whether or not that warning's going to take fruition, I don't know. Also, finally, guys, so much to talk about. Zatanna. Remember Zatanna's dream. Zatanna had a dream that basically said, with her father warning her, that a member of the Justice League Dark is going to betray you, that a member of the Justice League Dark is going to be responsible for opening up and bringing darker forces into the realm. And which one is it? Which is the Justice League Dark's member that's going to betray everyone? We don't know yet. That's still up in the air. It's implied. It's leading as if it's Bobo, but it's probably misdirection. But, guys, Tell me what you think. This has been great. James Tynion IV has done a fantastic job, and kudos to the fantastic art of Danielle Sampere. Danielle Sampere did fantastic arts. Joan Albarand does the inks. Adriano Lucas does the colors. Rob Lay on the letters. Guys, this is really, really good stuff. Beautifully drawn, beautifully written. Kudos. Tell me what you think. Guys, Merry Christmas. Follow me on Twitter at Metropolis40. And until next time, Comic Boom out.